The motion is to nominate and endorse as our candidate Lawrence Cafero for probate judge of the Norwalk and Wilton Probate Court. And it's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? We have a nominee.
I want to start by saying I humbly accept your nomination for the office of probate court for the Norwalk Wilton Probate Court, for probate judge of the Norwalk Wilton Probate Court. Thank you so much. I am so humbled and so honored by that nomination. I want to thank the delegates from Wilton, my new friends from Wilton, my new and old friends from Norwalk for entrusting me with that honor. I sat and listened to the wonderful words that were said, and I thought back to the fact that in this room, I have been nominated by my good friends from Norwalk. This is the 14th time my name has been put into nomination, 2 for Board of Education, 11 for State Representative, and now this to honor me with the nomination for Judge of Probate. My friends from Wilton, it is the 6th time either you or your predecessors have been kind enough to honor me with your trust and nomination, 5 times as State Representative and now this time as Judge of Probate. So I cannot thank you enough for this honor. I look across this room, I have so many friends, as Chris said, my second family, the Norwalk Republicans, neighbors, folks that I've known my entire life. You're wonderful. You are a part of who I am. You've helped me become who I am, and I will never forget you, and I'm very honored by your trust in me. I'd be remiss not to thank the people who are most important to me, and that is my family. And my family is here, and first and foremost, my wife and best friend of 35 years, my wife Barbara. You met my oldest son, Christopher. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of all my children. My other 2 children could not be here. My son, Nicholas, the youngest, is in California for the time being. I hope he comes back soon. But he sends his regards, of course. And my eldest daughter, Jacqueline, and her husband, Carl, could not be here because they are taking care of my wife and I's first grandchild who was born a week ago. Carmelo Lawrence Cafero. I'm thrilled to have my mother here. My mother of 93 years. I hope she did not hear me say that. My mother who has been at every nomination, every Fox Run play, every recital, every soccer game, I love her so much. My kid brother, Don, who's also here, who's always has my back. His beautiful sons, William and Robert. My cousin/sister, Christine Gervitz, and her wonderful husband, my cousin Mark, and my goddaughter, Julie. I'm blessed with a beautiful family. I'm blessed with my immediate family, my satellite family, my Norwalk family, my Norwalk Republican family, my Hartford family. My father used to say, my cup runneth over, and it certainly does in my case. People touched upon the fact of what does a probate court judge do? Probate court judge is in charge of the probate court. The probate court is there for families, for people, in most cases when they are at their worst. When there's been a death in the family, or someone needs to be conserved, or someone is incapable of taking care of themselves because of mental illness, physical or mental disability, addiction. And it's at those times, as I've often said, the probate court must be at its best. If I am lucky enough to get this position, I will have big shoes to fill, because we have been blessed, not only as a city and a town of Wilton, but also as Republicans for having Anthony DePamphlis in that office for the past 21 years. An amazing man, a man who has created a culture of excellence, of warmth, of compassion in that office. It would be a high honor and a difficult challenge, but I would do my best to follow him. And I thank Tony for his years of service and thank his wonderful family for sharing him with us. So thank you, Tony. This is new ground for me. As was said, I've run several times, 13 to be exact in the past, for offices that are somewhat partisan, purposely so. They're political offices. They are, where you opine on your philosophy, where you advocate for certain positions, whether it's on taxes or crime or other social circumstances. That is not the case with Judge of Probate. The office of Judge of Probate is not about philosophies, it's about fairness. It is not about politics or partisanship, it is about people. And as Gail alluded to, the qualities of someone who hopes to be probate court judge must be competence, experience, compassion, and common sense. If I did not believe I had those qualities, I would never waste your time or insult you by being up here, having asked for your nomination, and carrying your banner to the election in November. I've been blessed with 28 years of public service, and in public service, you get to know human behavior. You get to know people. You understand the communities that you represent. And I've been blessed to represent Norwalk, as I said, for 28 years, the town of Wilton for 10. I know the people, I know their history, I know the history of those towns and what makes them tick. My experience is also obviously in the legal profession, which is very important. I've been an attorney for 35 years, practiced here in Norwalk, in Hartford, back here in Norwalk. I've been blessed to have the opportunity to do a variety of various disciplines throughout the law, corporate law, criminal law, estate law, development law, real estate law, etc. I've been blessed to be certified as an arbitrator for the American Arbitration Association, received my certificate in mediation from Quinnipiac Law School. And that's important because one of the main jobs is not just to interpret the law and apply the law in a black or white fashion. There's a lot of gray in the law, and you have to take each case individually and apply the law appropriately, and you have to do that with knowledge, with experience, and with compassion. So I'm pleased to say that I have that public service experience. I'm pleased to say that I have legal experience. But I'm proud to say I have life experience. I have been blessed with a rich and full life. I've been blessed to have grown up in the city of Norwalk, which greatest strength is its diversity. Rich and poor, every color, ethnicity, nationality, religion you could think of. I was pleased to grow up with in the Norwalk Public Schools. My wife and I felt it was important that our children had that same experience. And that does come with experience. Chris, my son, mentioned that for the last 25 years I've been the expulsion officer. It's a quasi-judicial position. Where it's my job to dole out consequences. Yes, I have to apply the law as it is stated in our statutes to the individual case. And do so for the protection of the public school system, its staff, and the 12,000 students that go to our schools. But there's also a student in front of me, sometimes as young as 12 years old. Sometimes a student that goes to bed hungry, that goes to bed with one or no parents whatsoever. A student that might have to keep his or her eye open at night, as I had one case, for fear that someone was going to come into the room, as they had done for months in past, and put a cigarette out on their skin. Those are kids that might act out, might have their problems, but you have to dig down and understand where they come from in order to be fair to them. You have to be creative with your punishments, if you will, or your consequences or your conditions to make sure it's a teaching moment, because so many times you have a young person in front of you, 14, 12 years old, that has a whole life in front of them, and you do not want this particular incident. And man, I've seen them all. Every kind of drug, assault, rape, stabbings, you name it. There's some ugly stuff that goes out in the world, certainly not the fine Norwalk public school systems alone. We're an urban school district, that happens. You gotta be able to understand it, deal with it, and deal with it appropriately. Be creative in your decisions and how you handle those matters. So I've been blessed with those experiences. Legal experience, public service experience, and most importantly, life experience. I will pledge to you that I will, to the best of my ability, use all of those experiences to hold up the fine standards that I would be following in the shoes of Tony DePamphlis, and be the best probate court judge I can be and make you all proud. I thank you again for the high honor and privilege that you bestowed on me today with your nomination. I love you all, and it's on to victory November. Thank you so much.